Happy Independence Day to all my fellow Americans. It is an honor to live in the United States of America and to have the freedoms that we celebrate, not only as all as Americans, but today speaking exclusively to us as women. Think back to where our founding women, the women who have birthed us and created this opportunity for us today in 2020 to have so much possibility, so much freedom, so much just opportunity. And so I want to help you to reflect on what independence means in your own life. Feeling independent to strive after your goals? Are you giving yourself that space to even see your goals and your possibilities as a reality? Or is there something blocking that from your view, your ability to even grasp what could be possible? At Unworthy Thoughts, that's what we do, is we tackle those unworthy thoughts. So stop and think this Independence Day. Is there something unworthy that's coming up in your mind as you reflect at the last week, the month, this crazy 2020 year, right? All the interesting things that have come out of this. And when I say interesting, I mean the good, the bad, and everything in between, because we've seen so much turmoil and transition and just utter change in our United States just in the past 6 months. And so as you reflect on that, what does it mean for you to move forward in the rest of 2020, to fully embrace your independence as an American citizen, as a woman living in this country, and the ability and opportunities that you have? Now, I do acknowledge, right, that we come from different backgrounds in different spaces. So some of you are going to think, well, there's not as much opportunity for me as there is for you. Or, oh, you have this and I don't. But before you start to think about what you don't have, what do you have? All of us as women have so much more than we had when this country was founded. I've been reading a fictional book that is based in 1774, and the way that the women go about their lives, their primary purpose is really being a mother, to bear children, and then to serve their husbands, to serve their families. There's not much that they get to do outside of the scope of home environment. And I'm a mother and I'm honored to be a mother, but that is not my sole inclusive, all-inclusive purpose in life. There's so much more that I'm given the independence, the ability, and the opportunity to embrace as a woman, as an American, in 2020. And so before we look at all the things that have set us back, all the things that have been disastrous, that haven't worked the way that we wanted this year, how can we start to look and say, what do I have? What have I been gifted with that I have this ability right now to be born in 2020? And so we have seen some amazing transformations and amazing things that have happened since our country, right, took and established its rights as an independent country back in 1776. And so when we look at celebrating Independence Day this year in the United States of America, what does that look like for you? Your founding mothers, your founding women who are in your heritage line, who came before you, whether they were here in America in 1776 or they were in some other country still and hadn't yet made it here. Think about where you are right now, because there were women all around the world who don't even have the same opportunities, the same abilities that we do. And so, yeah, I'm really relaxed today because it's 4th of July. And I was looking for my awesome 4th of July shirt and I couldn't find it. But I had this t-shirt on it and I thought, you know what, this is relevant too, because even the opportunity for us to go to a university, to apply ourselves, to get an education, right? There are still women who don't have that privilege. And you have the privilege to go out and to be an entrepreneur. You have the ability to take on any job that you want. You have the ability to go and dream and have total possibility as an American citizen. How are you leaning into that? Or are there unworthy thoughts that are creeping in, that are holding you back, that are keeping you playing small? Yes, are there? That's a good place to look and to be reflective internally, because the only person you can change is you. You are entirely in control of yourself, but you're not in entire control of the circumstances around you, the people around you, the choices that people will make that will influence your life, but you still get to show up and be who you want to be and empower yourself. So what does that look like as we go into the final months of this year? As you start to tackle and take on your dreams, what does that look like for you? Sit down and even just write out, what do you want for yourself? What do you dream? What could be possible for you? And then maybe at another time, reflect on what would it take to achieve that, to get to that level. I'm up-leveling so much in my life this year, and it feels amazing. And I was talking to my coach the other day, and I had all this feeling coming up, and it wasn't anxiety, because I deal with that, so I know what anxiety feels like. But it was almost like a nervous tension, not quite wanting to throw up, but really close. I was feeling it in my chest. I was like, what is this feeling? And I almost had tears. I just was like, as I was trying to describe where I had gotten to so far, where I wanted to go the rest of the year and moving forward, I was just feeling all of this pressure and intensity. And she says, you've hit your ceiling. You're getting ready to have another breakthrough, moving through to the next level. But you've got to learn how to embrace what that looks like, to step into becoming the next level of yourself. So I've done a tremendous amount of work, and I've made it from where I started the year to where I am now. But that same person is not the person who knows how to make the decisions I've got to make today. And the same is true for you. So as I'm leaning in to becoming who am I going to be moving forward into the next months, who do I have to rise up to be and to break through that ceiling? Think about that for yourself. Who do you have to become? What skills do you already have? What thoughts do you already have in place that are going to help you to get there? And what do you have to lean into now to take you to that next level? Because you do have that opportunity. As an American citizen, you have been blessed with that independence to embrace that full on as a woman in 2020 to become who you want to be. And so look at what that means for you. And this was really interesting as I heard this said, and I hadn't ever thought of it this way, but reflecting back on the women who have come before us, who have laid this path. And some of us have come from really hard backgrounds. You know, some of you have mothers and grandmothers and just in your line of heritage who have lived under enslavement, who have not had amazing opportunities, who have lived in poverty. You have grown up and you have seen horrendous things. You maybe have experienced abuse. You have not been given the same educational opportunities that others have. There's so much that comes up. But now, how can you, as a woman in 2020, as an American, how can you say, I'm going to honor those women who have come before me, and I'm going to rise up? They've laid the groundwork for me. They have done so much. They have sacrificed so much to get me here today, July 4th, 2020, and how am I going to honor what they've done? You know, so many of them have already passed and are gone for generations. But how can we rise up and become what they've dreamed about? They never even knew was possible to dream. How can we make that an opportunity? How can we rise up and empower the next generation of women? How can we lean into that even more and give more opportunity, show what is possible for women as Americans, so our daughters, our granddaughters, all the future generations to come in front of us, that they can look and say, wow, look at that amazing shift that was in our culture as women started to really embrace who they were, to rise up, to become phenomenal leaders, just to claim their identity as women and the power that we bring. We are intelligent, we are empowered, we are brave, we are confident. And when we unite and when we work together, think of what could come. So amazing, so powerful. But we've got to encourage, we've got to support and equip each other. And that's what I intend to do with these videos, is to keep bringing you things, to break down those unworthy thoughts and to give you empowering thoughts that you can lean forward with, that you can keep rooting your consciousness and taking action. Because you are an amazing woman. You have so much to offer. You were born into this time and this generation for a reason. What is it going to be?